When you think of instruments, you think of trumpets, horns, bass, drums, keys, and pianos. It's not often that you find that special instrument that lives in the vocal cords of an artist, such as a Patti LaBelle, Aretha Franklin, Luther Vandross, the late Whitney Houston, D'Angelo, and my guest in the Style Lounge today, Grammy-nominated, 5-time NAACP Award nominee, BET Soul Train Award nominee, and my brother and friend, Major. Welcome to the Style Lounge.
I like that. That was a great intro. I was like,
that was love.
This is really cool. I felt like, you know, when you're reading the bishop or the visiting pastor's bio, and he's like sitting down, like, yes.
That's me. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that was really lit. You surprised me on some stuff. I was like, okay.
I always surprise you, Major.
Yeah, I'm very happy for you. Second season of Style Lounge, the podcast. That's pretty lit. Now that's Major.
That is Major. So, Major, who is Major?
Major is an African American young boy from Houston, Texas. Grew up in Texas, pursuing his dreams to be a singer, an all-around entertainer, an inspiration to many. Went to college for music, went to grade school for music and arts. Moved to Los Angeles 10 years ago and is now living his dream on stages, on TV screens. You know, it's pretty amazing.
I saw you on Star.
You saw
Rashad.
me? I told Queen Latifah, Carlotta says, I'm your mother. And I said, Uncle Calvin, this ain't my life. This ain't my life.
You did that, Major. I was so proud of you.
Yo, I put in work, yo. People think I just all of a sudden wanted to be an actor. No, I've been working hard for this.
I have to say, Major, how long I've known you?
You've known me for almost 10 of those years.
It's been over a decade.
Yeah,
we met like in 2008.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. The first thing that I remember before I saw Major, before I actually talked to Major, I remember my mom and I was sitting in the church, and all I heard this guy do is sing from me. I was like, "Who is that?"
I was worshiping with my eyes closed.
But you were walking and singing. But you were walking and singing, and I was like, "Who is that?" We had just moved in that new building.
Oh, that's funny.
And then from there, we've been connected.
We've been connected, family for sure.
Yeah.
I've definitely seen you grow and evolve into your empire, and
Thank you.
I've always been grateful for your support along the way.
I got you.
Yeah,
family.
Yeah,
I'm serious about support. If I rock with you, you know I rock with you.
Yeah.
And you too. You do the same.
Yeah.
You're genuine about that, and that's why we're family. It can be a last-minute text. I'm like, I'm going to be there, Major.
I got you. Yeah. And it's so dope to see you out and about at these events that you've always kind of been a part of this
But
world.
I kind of like staying behind the scenes, and
Yeah. But now you're stepping out front.
Well, you know what we always say, God's moving.
Yeah, he is. He's
God's
doing his
moving
thing.
And being obedient.
Can't nobody beat his timing, and so we're rocking with that and flowing with that, leaning into it, and it's coming together.
It is. It's beautiful, and I'm doing things that I never thought I would do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then, I want to ask you, when Major's not performing and singing, what is Major doing? Who is Major when
Major's not performing and singing? Major is trying to sleep. I like to sleep. But I like Netflix.
Oh, yes.
I like looking at documentaries a lot. Right now I'm on that When They See Us by Ava.
Good Lord.
Yo,
I saw it.
Amazing.
I saw it straight through. I binged.
I'm on the last part, halfway through. I'm just like, yo, this is crazy.
This is crazy that
and
that
unfortunately,
happened.
it's
real life.
That's what's
true.
so crazy.
That's what
about
happened
it.
30 years ago.
Yeah.
I
And
remember when they were exonerated. I
really,
remember when that process happened. But
wow.
that happened years after they were going through what they were going
Hmm.
through.
It's devastating to learn of that story and to know that these guys had to endure what they endured. And I'm almost positive it was worse than what was
It,
able to be
that's
captured.
what I was going to
That's what
say. I
hurts to
feel
know that.
like it was much worse than
Hmm.
what they showed because it would have been
Too horrific.
for us
Yeah, like
because they
you know what
live
they're
that. That's
saying?
their
Like,
true story. That's
yeah,
their real story. That's their real life, and they still walk with that journey.
yeah.
To be able to smile through that, yeah. Isn't
It's
that
crazy. The
insane?
system is so whacked up.
Well,
Yeah.
it wasn't designed for some of us.
But we together will change that. I do believe.
So, on another note,
Yeah.
because that's definitely we can go on.
Oh yeah, we
We
can.
can go on. We can
We
go on
can.
and go
But we
somewhere
can
else.
lift this one up. We can
Yeah,
lift
we're
it
gonna
up a
lift it
bit.
up a
Yeah,
little
yeah, yeah.
bit. So, okay, I read something that said newcomer R&B artist brings back old school R&B.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
It's crazy because
How do you feel about that?
listen, I by default am an R&B singer. I thought I was going to be a gospel
And
artist.
I was going to talk about
this
that. I was
whole
like,
time.
because I know that's where you, I mean, and I feel like there's still a gospel album in
Oh,
you. I do believe
oh
there's
yeah,
still a
yeah,
gospel
yeah.
album in
And
you.
if you listen to the sound of what I'm singing, it is church. It is spiritual. It is every reference is from a spiritual perspective. So I mean, Stevie Wonder. I'm not dropping a name,
Yeah,
but he
well,
just
I
so
was going
happens
to
to
drop
be.
it for you,
He
but go
just so
ahead.
happens to be, a new mentor of mine. And one of the things that he said to me in one of our first conversations was, if you continue to write and sing about love,
Yes,
God will always be there because God is love. And
God is
and of
love.
course I knew, that by way of scripture that God is love. But I humbled my mind and spirit at the time, and I realized that this master of love songs had just given me the key to his formula.
Yeah.
The reason the world sings along and connects to what he sings and what he shares is because he's coming from a God perspective. And people can't deny it when it's a God
You
thing.
can't
You
deny
can't.
it. No,
You
it's
can't.
too honest. It's too
Yeah.
true. Because what I was going to ask you was the translation from gospel to secular music a smooth translation or was it seamless?
Well,
Because
that transition was something that it it scared me at first because I remember singing at Hollywood R&B Live in Hollywood. Like the second year I
yeah.
was here, or the first year that I was here, and Chris Spencer was hosting it, and it was during Christmas, and I sang the chestnuts roasting on an open fire. I did that, and then and they did encore, encore, and I was like, I'll do this Christmas, and they just started playing it, and I didn't know all the words, and I sang the first verse,
You didn't
but
know all the
I
words?
didn't know
So
all the
would you
words to
harmonize
the
the rest
second.
of it?
I just started just ad-libbing stuff, and it like tripped the whole place out. And I remember Chris saying, "You're going to be very successful in this town,"
Mm-hmm.
and it was encouraging to hear in that moment, but. I was broke in that moment, so it was like I gotta believe, I gotta hold on to some type of
You
hope.
got to hold on to what
Um,
you know.
and so I remember feeling like, wait a minute, it just felt right in the space because I was almost leading people to the same space of the spiritual that I was doing as a worship leader, and I remember feeling this release to do it, this permission. And I talked to my mom and I talked to my godmother, and when my nana said, just bring God with you, take him everywhere you go,
So
I was like, yo, I'm gonna do that.
would you say your inspiration to your music is your love for God?
Period.
Yeah.
Period. I believe God is the golden print of what love truly is. Love is patient, love is kind. We know the scripture. I think that God has given us the way in which to do love with each other. And like my song, Why I Love You,
Oh, I love that song. You know
right?
I love that song.
This is why I
He sang it
love.
to me
Ooh.
before. You know I
Yo,
keep it
yo,
tight.
yo,
Very close to
this
me.
is very
And
the
it's
song is a love letter to God.
But
you
it's
know.
now the number one wedding song for
Yeah,
couples. And
yeah. He called it the wedding love song for years to come.
Stevie Wonder,
Yeah.
who had maybe about two or three of those songs that played at everyone's wedding,
Hmm.
and still to this day.
Yeah, Why I Love You is up there, being played just as often, and it and I'm grateful because, like I said, it was a love letter to God first, and then He gave me permission to share it with humanity. He said, "This is the love that I want humanity to experience one to each other. This is what I had in mind. That's what I felt." And what it's done is people have realized um, love for themselves, which
Hmm.
self love is so important.
Right.
um, they've realized love between them and God, and also love for one another. And when you understand that it's about reciprocity, when it's about, both parties pouring in,
Hmm.
not being so concerned about what they receive, but if both are pouring, if both are putting in, nobody's left empty. That's love.
What I'll tell you, I thought was crazy, and I didn't even tell you this.
Hmm.
I almost texted you, but my phone died. So this summer, my cousin got married
Mm-hmm.
in March,
Mm-hmm.
and she was walking down the aisle, and they had a medley of different songs. And This Is Why I Love You came on, and you should have seen me geeked up, and I was like, "That's major! Oh my God, that's my
Yeah.
major!"
It'll hit home when you're like witnessing it happen.
I was like,
Yeah.
I had seen it. I even watched you post it, and
Yeah.
I understood it.
Yeah.
But I also understood it's past a wedding song.
Yeah.
I've seen you sing it for homegoing services.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Welcoming babies,
babies,
proposals,
proposal. It is
church,
the
like
perfect love
everybody,
song.
like literally from breakups to makeups, people are using the song.
It's a healing
Yeah,
song.
it is.
Uh-huh.
It really
It
is.
really is.
It heals me sometimes, even listening to it. I'll play every now and then. It'll come on the radio at a time where I'm like,
It's so good.
I needed to hear
Did
this.
you write that?
Yeah, I did.
So what does that feel like, Major, to know that you made something so honest, so pure, so
Hmm.
beautiful, and so healing?
I
And it's
feel
taken on the force, the electricity, the energy that it has.
for me, it's an honor because so many people have shared what it's done for them.
Mm.
Um, so many people have expressed that they were on the verge of suicide, but the song came on and told them that they were loved enough to keep holding on.
That's good.
And it's a great responsibility, but also, and
What?
a lighter note, on a more literal
What?
note, like
It's a
I can
good
go to
what?
Chick-fil-A and I can get a large. I can literally
Get
go
a
to
lo-
Chick-fil-A, and if they say, "Would you like to make that a large?" I say yes, not simply because I'm hungry, but because I can afford it.
Come
And I can
on.
get it as many
Many
times
times
as I
as you
want. I'm
want.
like, you get a large,
You get a large,
you
and
get
you
a
get
large.
everyone gets a large.
Because we writing songs that are hits
I was going to
and we're
ask you
making
that
money.
too. Are
Yeah.
you writing songs for anyone else?
I wrote over and over again for with co-wrote. I co-write a lot of stuff. I co-wrote over and over again and Famous for Nathan Sykes over and over again. It's featuring Ariana Grande.
Mm-hmm.
I have songs out there. I have songs in movies.
Uh-huh.
I have a
Yes, you
song
do.
in Think Like a Man 2. I
Yes,
have
you
a
do.
song in Night School. So
And
yeah,
we almost had a song with the Style Lounge with Major,
yeah,
but that's a later
almost.
date.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
take my "This Is Why I Love You" song that will be
And it's
sang in
and
person.
yo,
I
check
won't
it.
have to
You know what I'm
play
trying to
it
find
by
out?
your recording. It's gonna be in person.
Because the hook says, "This is why I love you."
I didn't hear you. Say it
Everybody,
again. Say it
this
again.
is why I love you. Ooh. Listen, everybody has renamed the song "This Is Why I Love You." The song is "Why I Love You." Why I love you, not how I love you. Not this is how I love you. This is when I love you. It's so funny.
Who changed it first?
Yo, I've been
the
in
people.
the people
Did our
changed it.
people?
Our
People with the melon changed
our
it.
people have said,
we
have
make
named
things.
it, and I'm trying to figure out
It needed
how
to
do
be a
you find
preposition.
it when you buy it, because people are buying because we went gold. Maybe we would go platinum if people actually are looking for "Why I Love You."
Sometimes if you put the lyrics of the
It'll
song in
find the
Google, it'll
song?
find it.
Okay, great.
You didn't know that.
Great, because
I'm
I've
a
been
lyric
trying to
finder.
figure out why? How are
All they
people
gotta do is
finding this?
put "This Is Why I Love You" by Major, and your lyrics are
Okay,
in the internet, and
that's
it'll
so
pop
fun.
up. Yeah,
That's crazy. Like
because that's your chorus.
I have
This is
lyrics
why
out,
I
and
love you. Yeah.
like it's crazy. Like my EP. Like people are
Look at
literally
you,
looking
Major.
up my lyrics and stuff.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So what is Major's style?
Major style is always an homage of what was and what was once great. I dig the era. There was a time when I was so 40s, 50s, 60s.
Yes, you
Like
were. You had
I
permed your
I yeah,
hair.
we relaxed that joker.
Yes, you
Like
did.
it was full
I
throttle that
remember.
world, and I loved it. I loved it. And every now and then I'll have some 50s moments or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, because I love the music of Nat King Cole, of the Rat Pack,
Mm-hmm.
um uh my boy Sam Cooke. Like I connect with that world. And then I transition into the 60s, 70s, where I'm kind of at right now, like this vibe, like Jack the Hammer, like that open shirt thing.
Yes,
Like
I've been
I
seeing
do
that.
that.
All the way down to your navel.
It doesn't go all the way
It's
down there.
down.
That's
It's
so
down to
disrespectful.
his navel.
Listen. That's
Y'all
disrespectful.
can Google it
It
anytime.
goes mid chest. Well,
So
actually,
if it
that's
goes to
not
his
mid chest.
navel, he
That's
doesn't
like
mean for it to go to his
just
navel.
at the base of my chest, not down here. But it's funny because I'll take pictures and I'm like, dang, I could have buttoned up one more button.
You and
But
Tank.
yeah, no, Tank is just off. The shirt's off. Tank's shirt.
And Tank inspired you
Tank,
to make it down to you right
no,
there.
Tank did not. Tank.
Tank was like, "You're gonna look at this
That
hard
is my
work."
big brother. He's gonna
He's an
do that.
amazing voice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
He's an amazing soul in
Yeah.
general.
He's a
But
good guy. Yeah.
he is. But yeah, I love that. But I always try to mesh it with today. Like there's elements that kind of marry today. I think it's kind of representative of who I am.
Hmm.
Like older and younger people
Yeah, you
connect
do
with
have a
me.
rich soul.
Yeah, and so
Always.
like I like stand as like a bridge
Hmm.
between worlds, and so like that's often reflected in my whatever, my ensemble.
Hmm.
You feel
Hmm.
me?
I feel you.
Yeah.
What do you think, and not even think, can you share with us what was probably the biggest challenge for you walking this walk and
Rejection.
rejection?
Rejection. Understanding that that's a part of it.
It does hurt.
And it
Yeah,
hurts less when you understand it's a part of it and it's not
because not everything is for you.
right.
And then I always tell people about this, and not to cut you off.
No.
I always people because everyone asks, what about rejection? I was like, well, that's something that's gonna always kind of happen,
Yeah.
and it happens for 2 or 3 reasons. One, I don't know what you prayed for.
Mm-hmm.
It starts there. Two,
Ooh, I never even considered
yeah,
that
I don't
piece.
know what you prayed for. So if you prayed for something specific and you asking for something that's not in line with your prayer, then they're helping you out by rejecting you.
Mhm.
And the other thing is, it could be for your protection.
Yeah.
And the other thing is maybe you weren't prepared for it.
Right.
So those are the three things.
Yeah, and I think they all go hand in hand because the protection is not embarrassing you for getting something that you weren't prepared for,
Mm-mm.
and you generally are prepared for that which you pray for. When
Exactly.
you have the true heart
Mm-hmm.
of prayer, because you're generally not praying for something that you're not in mind, in deed, and in spirit connected to
Exactly.
being ready for. I learned to realize rejection was a part of it, so it doesn't sting as much. It's like, oh,
Okay. That's
okay,
that's what. Oh,
oh,
okay.
that's what we do.
Okay. All right.
Okay, all right,
All right.
next.
Then next. Yeah.
And so
You
we,
put a smile on your face and you go, okay, let me
yeah,
go.
yeah,
And then you don't even think about it as much.
yeah,
You don't hold on to it because you're on to the next.
yeah, and on to the next is exactly from no. When you see it, you can look at it from this way and see N-O. When you see it from another perspective, you see
See,
O-N. On to the
to the
next.
next. That's a
And
song,
so
Major.
that's
I
how
want
that's
my
how
co-signing right.
everybody thinks everything's a
I'm
song.
messing.
That's a song.
That's
Put
a
the words
song. That's
together.
good. You
Yeah.
do the words. That's
Yeah,
the hook.
but I just I've learned to say okay.
But that's all you can
No, it
say.
is. I'm seeking the yes from a maker, and once he says yes,
That's it.
done deal.
That's done.
I've been in situations where like the room is like I don't know, and then it's just something about the will of God that just says yes, and it
God,
just
yes, that's it. That's final.
it's a
That's God's
beautiful thing.
promise.
Yeah,
That's it.
absolutely.
I don't care what you do. You can throw boomerangs. You can throw as many weapons.
Yeah, I remember not getting it before. I remember and since this is Style Lounge, like I remember somebody that I call friend um saying Major's too corny. Like the way he does what he does is so corny. Like, nobody's trying to like he's got to get to the point where girls wanna and guys wanna be him. And I remember hearing that
Mm.
and I was thrown because it was a friend that industry friend that talked about like, oh, it's a matter of time, maybe you about to blow up, and literally to know
Mm.
that that's what they
They
thought.
thought about you.
Had they had told me, yo, you want to like my big
How
brother
did you
Harmony.
find out?
Well, I found out through another person that was in the space when he said it, and they were like, I thought y'all were cool. I just want you to know this is what they say. They still to this day don't know, but
And that's cool.
we
That's
move
okay.
on. Like
Yeah.
I still love
You
them
know,
because
you dealt with
honestly,
it.
it challenged me because I was like, oh, okay, all right. So let me lock in. Let me lock in. And that's when I started finding my cool, and I understood that the definition of cool was not necessarily trying to be something that already is, but it's embracing my uniqueness.
And who you are.
And when you
Because
embrace your uniqueness, when
God ain't
you
making no
find
more
your
you.
distinction, right?
You're the
You
fingerprint.
lock into that. That's what the definition of
That's
cool
the
is.
definition.
Yeah. And so when I started finding that space, it was like an energy that kind of took over where
So now you cool. So now what they
girls
say?
want and
Dudes
they wanna be like me. And so
Eh.
I'm just like, listen. And so, but when I speak to other brothers that are like, yo, let me get like that, I'm like, do you and do it excellently,
That's
and watch
good.
what happens.
But that's the truth for anything. I always tell
Yeah.
people, be who you are. God is not making any more of you.
Yeah.
You can have something that can remind someone of someone great, but God isn't making any more of you.
Yeah, I think it's the language of saying it that way. Kanye showed us earlier on, and not necessarily the episodes related to the Trump stuff, but like when he came out as an artist, we saw him just doing him. When we saw Outcast, they embraced the term outcast, and that was their cool. You started seeing outfits, you started seeing vibes, and you're like, yo,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And Chance the Rapper, like Chance, like freaking will tuck his shirt in and have his pants all the way up, but it's just cool and it's a swag.
What's your swag?
Like yeah, and I think when you have examples of that and you point to, yo, you think that's cool? That's them owning who they are. The ones that we consider cool are the ones that
are
do it
they're
their
being
way.
their own independent person. They're not following
Right.
any trends. They might play with it, but for the most part, they're
Yeah, you can
focused
take
on
notes. You can
yeah,
be
but for the most
inspired.
part, they're focused on what makes them feel cool, hip, have their
Yeah.
swag, and their own individual.
I noticed when I was doing the 50s thing how some artists started putting that part and and wearing their hair certain
well, you're
ways.
you're
and-
going to inspire.
yeah,
and
I
that's
noticed,
cool.
and I noticed they thought that was the key to it. No, it's more than that. It's got to be true to you.
Right.
If it ain't true to you, you'll just look like
You're just going to do it,
it's
and then you'll
Halloween
do
and
something
you're dressing
else.
up as a
Or
dress-up
you
party.
may do a really great job of mimicking, and that's cool too.
Yeah, but it only goes so far.
But we like people who we influence a little bit because we don't know what else.
I like inspiring people, but I like inspiring people to grab hold of their truth. I'm not actually flattered by people that are just trying to be me, and I've seen enough of that. I, there's nobody that can sing "Why I Love You" like I do.
No, there is
Nobody.
no one.
And there are
Major,
hundreds of
there's no one
covers.
that can sing a lot of things like you do. You have, and I've always said this to you, that instrument that you have is insane. There's not many people who have that. That's why I said the names I said.
Yeah.
I mean, I still go crazy that Jamie is a comedian, an actor, and has the instrument. He
Right.
has. But to go those ranges,
Yeah.
that's rare.
Yeah. I know I have a unique tone.
And
I know
it has
that
a
people,
beautiful soul to it.
yeah, because it comes from experience. It comes from truth. It comes from my intention to not only come from heart, but to reach heart.
Right.
And I think that's how I move even as I dress now. Now it's just, I remember early on my producer Harmony, Harmony.
Hey, Harmony.
He was like, yo, knock the socks off. Stop doing that. And I thought I was killing with these. I used to wear these patterned socks. You remember when patterned socks were really popular? So I wear them with shorts and stuff. And sometimes it'll be cool, but I think I may have overkilled it. And he was like, yo, stop with that. And I was like, I was offended at first, but he was challenging me to find a way to not have to look like I was trying to make a statement.
Mm-hmm.
And
he wanted it to be natural.
Yeah, and I found a swag, and now Harmony's trying to keep up.
Harmony, oh, Harmony,
he's gonna kill me for that.
Ooh, we're gonna keep that.
Yeah,
yep.
That's great.
So, okay, in wrapping, I want to ask you this. So I always see you swagged out and cool in church at barbecues. Tell us, okay, what is Major wearing when he's not performing and he's like on vacation?
I would probably be wearing these bell bottoms and what do they call it? A t-shirt. You don't say wife beaters anymore or something like that.
If you want to, for those who still.
Yeah, you get it. A wife beater and that. And
politically correct.
And a hat. Like I'll wear a hat like this or a Scully or just some glasses. Like I always, it's just me. Like,
no, I get it.
Like I would literally I could wear this.
Throw this on.
Throw this on. Like it's just.
Because I'll have people go, you always look so nice. I'm like, I'm seeking comfort and fashion, but comfort and fashion. So
yeah, but you know that you're being fashionable.
Actually, sometimes no. I'm always in OTG Essentials.
Cut the folly. Yeah, OTG Essentials.
Say that, Major. Sing it, Major. Let me see if you can sing it. Can you sing?
OTG Essentials. OTG Essentials. OTG Essentials. OTG Essentials. Stylish. So stylish. It's fly and it's remarkable. It's stylish. OTG Essentials. OTG Essentials.
Y'all know what to do with that, right?
That's lit.
That's an early birthday present. Yeah. Thank you, brother.
You're welcome.
So what do you have going on? You know, everyone, what do you have going on? I know you have things going on, so I'm just going to ask you what you have going on.
I'm currently in love. You didn't know that.
I did not know that.
I am currently in love. Her name is Nichelle. I am like.
Am I getting the goods? Am I?
You are actually. Yeah. And I'm grateful. Mm-hmm. I'm grateful for a love that's. When people say they want to be in love, you know what they're saying? Let me help the people out. Mm-hmm. And it's simple. All they're saying is, I want to be seen, I want to be heard, and I want to be understood. That's it.
That's it.
Everything that you think that is based on material, that's not even it. It is literally being seen, heard, and understood. And when you get that, that's when you found true love. And I have found that.
Hi,
and it feels
Nichelle.
so dope. Yeah.
When I feel Nichelle been around the family?
Oh, actually I flew her out. I flew her out.
You're flying people now?
I flew her out a couple weeks ago.
Oh, you really like Nichelle. Where's Nichelle from?
She from my hometown, Houston, but she lives in Dallas. She's getting her doctorate. This is great.
Oh, she's getting her doctorate.
Yeah,
Nichelle.
and bilingual policy reform. It's freaking amazing.
It is. I'm so happy for you. When am I meeting Nichelle? That's a sidebar conversation.
We can see if she
here?
can FaceTime. No, she's in Dallas.
I want to.
So
Is she? I want to FaceTime her after this.
yeah, we can do that.
Okay, cool. All right. Oh, congratulations!
Now that's major.
That's major.
That's major.
Ooh, thank you.
Lit. That's lit.
I did not know. How long?
Since Christmas, we've been.
That was a nice present.
We've been exclusive, but it just feels.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you.
It feels right. You didn't
So
chase
right,
nothing.
nothing. You know, because there's a lot of attention that I
can
get
tell
as
you love her
major.
look. Ooh,
There's a
look
lot
at
of
you.
attention that I get.
Mom, so in a minute,
My mom has met her.
I know
Everybody
your
has.
mom has.
Yeah.
Mommy. So he can stop using you as his date everywhere. We're going to eventually see Nichelle.
Yeah.
I can't wait to meet her soon.
Yeah.
All right. So what else you have going on other than we know that you're in love?
Making
That's
more
major.
music. We're gonna, you saw Star.
any more tours?
It introduced me to TV, and so I'll be doing a little bit more, a bit more TV. We're, in auditions and whatnot. Touring, we're building out a tour.
BET Award weekend. You doing anything?
Yeah,
Yes?
BET Award weekend on the 21st. I have an exclusive. The Major Experience is happening at YouTube Space LA, and
Is it open to the public?
It is open to those who RSVP. It's limited capacity, but RSVP at purpleropeent.com. RSVP immediately, get your name on that list. You'll be seeing some stuff on my Instagram, on all of my socials. Now that's Major. And remember, Major is all caps with a period because I mean it. Major is my real name. The only clever part is I capitalize every letter and put a period because I ain't never scared.
There you have it. Major in the Style Lounge. Can you tell them again where they can find you?
Now that's Major everywhere. Now that's Major.com. Now that's Major on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I'm happy. YouTube.com/Now That's Major. Remember when Jamie Foxx was saying, everybody go to YouTube? He sang that back in the day at the Foxhole when I sang at the Foxhole and he discovered
That was smart.
me for the first time. It was pretty lit.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
You in there.
God is amazing.
God is incredible.
God is the
Say
greatest
that.
of all time. Much respect to Style Lounge. Hopefully I'm back a little more G'd up.
I hope you come back and we're going to make it a style moment.
Yeah,
maybe you'll
we
be
can.
co-hosting with me somewhere
Oh,
on
I'll
the
do
Style
that.
Lounge.
Yo, we can maybe get the carpet.
That's right.
Yeah, we gotta do
oh,
some
be
carpets.
dope. Let's do that together.
Have you done any carpets?
I have. I started out doing carpets actually early on when the calling started to reach me.
Yeah.
And the first one was with VH1. But I feel like with this, not just do the carpet, we should do the lounge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Do
absolutely.
the lounge, have the Style Lounge there, and talk
Yeah,
about
I'm
fashion with
with it.
everyone. We should do that.
Yeah,
We're going to make
that's
that
lit.
happen. You heard it here first. Thank you for being here with
Thank
me,
you for
brother.
having
I
me.
love you so much. I'm
Yes,
so
indeed.
proud of you.
You are incredible. Continue to lock in. Continue to understand that the dreams that you have are intended to be manifested. You are intended to experience the fullness of that and then some. You are worthy of it. You are qualified, and you're in the room because God sent you. Period.
I receive it.
My name is Major, and I approve that message.
His name is Major. I approve that message.